Hey everyone, it's 10 Types, and the Pokemon Presents just announced a Mega Pokemon for the Pokemon TCG, which is really interesting. And I definitely have some thoughts on these. I just glanced at them. I haven't like really. I mean, there's not that much to see here. There's only three cards. There's two Megas and this this item, Premium Power Pro, which is a weird name. I feel like this name is kind of weird. I'll start with this one. It says during this turn, attacks used by your fighting Pokemon do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon before weak to some resistance, and you can play as many items as you want. And there isn't really anything crazy going on here. Also, I did kind of just like wake up at the time recording this, so sorry if my voice sounds kind of weird. But Premium Power Pro is fine. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like good fighting Pokemon. There is Cynthia's Garchomp EX. That's not out yet. That won't be out for a little while, but it'll be out by the time this card comes out, I'm pretty sure. Um, yeah, it looks like this isn't a like full card reveal. We don't see the set info, so we'll find out about that later on. Um, but presumably Cynthia's Garchomp EX will be out by the time this card comes out. This will probably be I think the third set of the year. Um, Yeah, I don't actually know about that. That's just speculation off the top of my head. I don't know at all. But regardless, that is a combo there, and there's Cornerstone Mass Ogerpon EX, which is a solid card. Just gonna look through the database real quick, because this card is actually, it's pretty good. Boosting damage by 30 is nice. If fighting Pokemon are good, I think I pressed weakness. So. Let's see if there's anything here that really stands out. I don't think there's much. There's some okay cards certainly, but nothing that seems super amazing here, to be honest. So that's fine. It's kind of like Power Tablet. And Power Tablet was a really amazing card. So, this is a good card. But, it's obviously not the thing that we're here for. What we're here for are the Mega Pokemon. These are three prizers, like Pokemon VMAX. They are the same stage as the, Mega Lucario EX is a stage one. Yeah, it's actually a stage one. It says Mega, it says it's the Mega Evolved form of Lucario. But that doesn't really like mean anything. And then Mega Gardevoir EX, Mega Evolved form of Gardevoir, but it's not like it evolves from Gardevoir. It evolves from Curlia. It has a different name than Gardevoir EX. It's Mega Gardevoir EX, so you could play more than four in combination of Mega Gardevoir EX and Gardevoir EX. Theoretically, you could play four of each. Would you do that? Probably not, but if you want to, you could. Lucario, I don't think is very good in standard. Oh, there's the Avenging Knuckle Lucario, which is okay at doing 150 if one of your fighting Pokemon is knocked out last turn. But obviously that's used if one of your fighting Pokemon is knocked out last turn. If that fighting Pokemon is Mega Lucario EX, it gives up three prizes, which is a lot. And then Mega Gardevoir EX has a bit more HP. I'll talk about like the stats here, just the base stats, because giving up three prizes is a really big deal. In the current stand format pre-rotation, there are three prizers. There are Pokemon VMAX in standard. There's I don't remember which of these are and aren't in standard, but like I think Zero Aura. There's a few different ones, and they're pretty bad to be honest because they give up three prizes. Like Regieleki VMAX is a card that you could play if you wanted. Um, but no one really plays it because it gives up three prizes, and that's just such a downside. Now, VMAXs are stage ones. Mega Lucario EX has 340, which is like the upper end of the VMAX HP. VMAXs, I believe, were 300 to 340. I'm pretty sure they were all in that range. But anyways, Mega Lucario, again, on the upper end. Mega Gardevoir EX, which is stage 2, 3-prizer, has 360 HP. And let's just talk about 3 prizes themselves. In the past, 3 prizers we had tag teams, which were all basics. I think the biggest issue with tag teams, there were two issues, though I think tag teams were generally okay. But they were all basics, which meant that everyone was just playing like all basic decks essentially all the time, which wasn't like super fun. But then on top of that, obviously they have 3 prizes and they were like way stronger than everything else by a pretty absurd amount. Um, and so they just took over the game. So if you look at, I can't really pull up the metagame here. I might be able to kind of find it, but actually, I'll see if I can find it. It's, I believe, 2018, 2019 might have it. Oh, wait, no, that's just the tag news went out for all that time. So I'll go to 2019, 2020, and we see Zasha and V was later than the tag teams. And Zasha and V was paired with ADP, which is a tag team as well. You have Mewtwo and Mew, you have Pikachu and Zekrom, you have Reshiram and Charizard. We see ADP again, Mewtwo and Mew. So most of these are tag teams, like these top decks. I'll also say this is a more limited data sample. This is the in-person tournaments because there weren't online tournaments at this time really, to the same extent and to the same amount of data there. So this data is worse, but regardless, it is still, it's fine. And so we see like Blacephalon. There are a few cards, a few Pokemon that could deal with these. Blacephalon's kind of like Rageable EX. There's a lot of cards. I think the three prizes won't be anywhere near as good. These look, to be honest, well, we'll talk about the specific ones. And then I think this will be closer to like the VMAXs. The VMAXs were really good when they first came out, and they kind of faded. I mean, to the point where they're now, where they're pretty bad. And I think they'll be mediocre, to be honest. But let's talk about the specifics here. Obviously, giving up three prizes, that's like bad because it's half your prizes, but then it means that if your opponent has to go through two three prizers plus like a two prizer, that's really difficult to do. Though these three prizes will be, if they're evolutions, they'll evolve from single prizers, so your opponent presumably won't have to do that. I don't know, it does depend on the situation. Or I guess you could have them knock out a three prizer and then, which like they presumably will have to knock out one, and then knock out two single prizers and then evolve one of the single prizes into a three prizer. So they would have to take essentially eight prizes, which is something you can't really force your opponent to do now. Um, Anyways, let's talk about these specific cards. So, Mega Lucario EX here has its attack Aura Jab, which says for when fighting, keep in mind it's a stage 1, and it gives up 3 prizes. It says it does 130, and attach up to 3 basic fighting energy from your discard pile to your bench Pokemon in any way you like. And of course, this card's meant to work with Premium Power Pro as well. This attack is this attack's okay. I feel like it's similar to Garchomp EX's attack. Garchomp EX does. Oh yeah, this is actually really similar. Also, Garchomp EX will know how to work with a fighting boosting item here, but yeah, this is okay. I mean, it's not amazing. The damage output's very mediocre. The energy acceleration's like good, I guess, but it's on an attack, so um, yeah, I feel like this tack's like not super impressive. Again, beyond a three prizer that might just get one shotted. Good chance it does like 340s and amount of damage decks can do. Not that every deck is doing 340, but some are. Then Mega Brave is 270 for two fighting. You can't use Mega Brave next turn. This attack seems okay. I mean, it seems like if this was on a two prizer, it would be good, but it's not. Honestly, this card looks very mediocre. Um, it's not terrible. It's okay. I mean, Eternus VMAX was one of the best VMAXs, and it did 270 for two, but you need 8 Darkness Pokemon on your bench, so this is like easier than that. That's 340 HP. They both have 340 HP, so if you're comparing those cards, then I guess this is better. But Eternus VMAX is a card that was kind of phased out of the metagame by the time it rotated, so this isn't a card that is seeming super strong to me, to be honest. Then we have Mega Gardevoir EX. Mega Gardevoir EX evolves from the same Pokemon, or evolves, it's like the same, yeah, evolves from the same Pokemon as regular Gardevoir EX, which can accelerate a bunch of Psychic Energy. We have 2 attacks. We have Overflowing Wishes. For each of your bench Pokemon, search your deck for a bench Psychic, or for a basic Psychic Energy and attach it to that Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. Honestly, this deck seems pretty bad. It's a setup attack, setup attacks. They're not usually that good, especially on Pokemon that aren't basics or that aren't turn 1. You theoretically could attack with Mega Lucario X turn 1 using Salvatore. Um, will that happen? Probably not, but you could. You can't do that with Mega Gardevoir EX. There's no Curlia as well. Oh, there was Curlia. There's not the Draw Engine Curlia, the good one. So I feel like this will be mediocre. You do have your Gardevoir EX to accelerate to your Pokemon though for Mega Symphonia, which does 50 for each damage. No, 50 damage for each Psychic Energy attached to all your Pokemon. You could be one-shotting here, like if you get one on. I mean, if you have six Psychic Pokemon and you have one on each, aka like a regular full bench, you're not necessarily one-shotting everything. You need areas of your Underdepths. Wait, no, it's not Pokemon with Psychic Energy. So, yeah, if you just get a bunch of Psychic Energy using Gardevoir EX, this should be pretty good. Not necessarily one-shotting everything, as you would need like 7 or 8 Psychic Energies. I mean, you need 8 to one-shot this. Well, you wouldn't actually need it. You'd be damaging yourself. But yeah, and speaking of that, you'd probably be damaging yourself as well a little bit, which is a little annoying, but not a massive deal. You're not putting just all your energy on this Pokemon. You're spreading it across your board. Um, and this is like all right with Gardevoir EX. That's double stage twos. This is still a three prizer. I mean, I feel like Mega Gardevoir EX and Mega Lucario EX are not super good. They should receive a bunch of support, but I'm not a big fan of this Mega mechanic, to be honest. It feels, I was talking about, I talked about the Mega mechanic a bit. Well, I've talked about the old one. The old Mega mechanic, I guess I do need to talk about. Um, it was just like super hard to like find. But yeah, here we go. So this is a Mega, and what it says is that it evolves from the EXs. And the EXs were all basic, so these were like stage one's equivalent. Equivalently, they're actually Megas. That's the stage. And then which by the way, these are like stage one or stage two. Obviously, they evolved from the previous evolution, and then they ended your turn when you played them. I did not like the Mega mechanic. I thought it was kind of silly. There was like Spirit Link cards to not end your turn, and it just felt like, oh, you just need this tool to make the deck work, and that's it. But regardless, I think that this is okay. And then there's the other or then there's the break mechanic and like the level X mechanic where you like copy stuff, which I wanted to see from Megas, and that's not what we're seeing. I feel like this mechanic's very mediocre. People complain a lot about three prizes. They're not like as anywhere near as bad as people complain about. They're used to complain about them for. I mean, no one's been like saying, "Oh, I really don't want three prizes in the game." People might complain. I mean, I'm not a mass. I think they're okay. I'd say I take them or leave them. Um, if Pokemon makes Megas cool, then I would like that. But I feel like being a three prizer just doesn't inherently make it cool. The art's like cool, I guess, like with like the glowing stuff. But I don't know. These just don't seem that good or interesting to me, which I feel like is pretty disappointing, especially after the traders Pokemon haven't been super interesting, comparatively to like the VMAXs and tag teams and V stars and all these mechanics are really new and interesting, and even like VMAXs weren't super interesting, but they were new. And these aren't that new. They're very similar to VMAXs. They're not like the same, but they're similar. And then the regular EX mechanic of the Scarlet and Violet era, it was not new. Even to some people it was, to most people it was new, but even then it was like similar to previous mechanics. And then the ancient future mechanic is like the trainers Pokemon, where it's just like a name slapped on the stuff, which is fine. It works, but again, nothing too crazy there. I was hoping this was going to be the big interesting mechanic, and it kind of is, but it's not that interesting. But I'm interested in hearing your thoughts down below in the comments. So tell me down below what you think about this, whether you're excited, whether you're nervous. But I hope you're enjoying. Consider liking, subscribing, hitting the bell, all the good stuff. And as always, I'm excited to see you in the next video.